Hey there, Juan Morales here, and in today's episode, we're going to cover a concept that I like to call the needy line. And it is a very important distinction to have and to understand because it will change the way that you approach certain things, and at the same time, it'll show you why certain people behave the way that they do. And this concept can be easily explained in the following way. This is basically what happens when you go to the supermarket and you're hungry. Imagine going to the supermarket on a regular day and you're just there to pick up the groceries and take it back home. Versus the day that you're starving and you go to the supermarket, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of the good stuff that you need, but you're also going to buy stuff that you weren't planning on buying because you're hungry. And this is what happens to a lot of people, especially when it has to do with attention. And most people are really craving attention in such a way that when you're having a conversation with them, it's as though they were at the supermarket and they were hungry at the same time. So they are craving attention. So whatever you say, let's say that you're having a conversation and you're talking about a particular topic, you're going to see these people that everything gravitates towards something. And again, it's not necessarily attention. It can be other things, but attention is one of the most common ones. And it's because people usually skew towards that. Now, why is this so important? This is important to understand from your mindset, because if you have that needy mindset, if you're below that needy line in any area of your life, guess what? All of the other areas of your life are trying to fill that one up. You're trying to do that. That's why if you don't have many friends, you're trying to develop friendships through business. And then that's creating a disconnect because you're really missing something else that you don't have. And because this is the whole idea of being at the supermarket and then being hungry, that leads usually to bad decisions, bad partnerships, bad people around us because, again, we're coming at it from a needy place. So the first thing I want you to check is in your life, where are these needy areas? Where are these things that you tend to gravitate towards all the time? Is it that you want to feel important? Is it that you want to feel valued? Is it that you want to feel useful? But there's one of these feelings that you want to feel that you never feel. And in that particular vector, you are below that needy line. And what that does is it makes you react whenever that topic comes up or whenever something happens in communication with other people. The fact that you're below that needy line makes you shift it towards that. Let's look at it from this perspective. Have you ever been talking to someone and they, let's say, had a breakup or had some sort of situation in their life, and you get to them and you talk to them, and maybe it's been a while or maybe it hasn't been that long, but the moment that you sit down to talk to them, it's like the only thing they talk about is their breakup. And if you're watching something on TV, they'll link it somehow to their breakup or their trial and tribulation. These people are focused on that because of the needy line, because they don't feel they have enough attention on that topic from other people. Not to mention themselves, but from other people. So because they're operating like that, we make terrible decisions when we operate like that. Because it's coming from neediness. This is what happens when, the rebound girl or the rebound guy, right? You're coming from neediness. So you're going to make a bad decision because you're not really choosing. You're sort of thrown into something because of this neediness. And you see this all the time. Now, it's very important to check it in yourself. Check all these areas and check yourself as you're communicating with other people and notice the themes that usually come up. And that's because those topics themselves are below the needy line for you. Okay? And if it's below the needy line, what you need to do is pay attention to it to the point that that doesn't control you anymore. And we've all had this. We've all had experiences. We've all lived through things that some can be traumatic. I'm not saying that there's no point in those things, but many times we're operating from that needy place. And that needy place comes from having a piece of our lives just in that point. And if it has something to do with personal relationships, if it has something to do with ourselves, trust me, we're going to put all of our focus on this. Now, there's two sides to this. On the one hand, we can improve ourselves because we can notice where there's a neediness. And then we can also give it the attention that it needs. Because the moment that we realize that what we're craving is a particular thing, then we can go and get it. And give it to ourselves. And realize what is it about that thing that I really wanted to give myself. Sometimes we use the words as placeholders. If you break it down a step beyond the word, and you really get to the nitty-gritty of what it is that you really want from this, once you get clarity on that, then you can go and get it. So that's one benefit of doing this. The other one is understanding, when you're talking to other people, where they're coming from. So if you're seeing someone that their theme keeps going back to the same things over and over, now you know that that's the thing where they need attention. So you can use it to your advantage. What do I mean by this? Let's say you're sitting with someone, and no matter where the conversation goes, they keep bringing it back to another topic because they want to talk about that. Now you can fight them and insist on talking about what you want to talk about, or you can use their theme or topic to connect with them further. And the way that you do that is by genuinely being interested in their outcome and what happened to them. And by doing so, you are providing them with the thing they need the most. And if you think about it like this, it's as if, let's say you're sitting with someone and they're starving, but you got to the supermarket and you sit at the entrance of the supermarket. Now this person is starving and there's food all around. Yet you're trying to sell him on something that has nothing to do with that. How much attention do you think that person's actually going to give you? Not a whole lot. But if you sit with them and let's say you give them a bagel and a cup of coffee or a juice or whatever, right? You give them something to eat. Well, the moment they eat that, now they're no longer starving. So now they can pay attention. And then they can go and do their groceries. But it starts with understanding that neediness that people have. And not looking at it like, oh, I don't want to deal with anybody who has that neediness and whatever, because those things happen as well. But when you're talking to someone and you see them, right, this is what they call the old chip on the shoulder. This thing, I need to prove something, I need to show something, I need to be something, I need to be someone. Once you figure out what that need is that drives them, and there may be many, but there's usually one dominant one. Once you figure out what that need is, then you can always appeal to that. Because that is a piece of source code, if you will, that now you understand is there, that you didn't understand before. This is why the greatest salespeople do all these things naturally. Because they realize it right away. They know that when people are talking about a particular topic, instead of fighting them on that topic, you want to lean into that topic. You want to talk about it. And the more you talk about it and the more you ask them questions about it, the safer they feel, the closer they feel to you, the more trust they build with you. Because it's like someone's genuinely showing me interest. And showing interest in what I want to talk about. And it is after you do that the walls of trust and everything else just open up for you. So I want you to really get clear on, first of all, where you're being needy. And this is something that you can grab a piece of paper and just write down a list of things. Themes that keep coming up. Reasons why you get upset with people. This is going to be a recurring thing. If it happens one time, trust me, that you're not needy about it. But if it's a recurring thing that you've had for ages, that means that to you is something that's below the needy line. And then you have to figure out ways that you can get it above the needy line because it's costing you. And other people that know this information, they use that to get their way with you because they know, let's say that you're looking for approval. They know that if they give you approval and take it away and give it back and take it away, you're going to be there hooked for life because you're looking for that. So go ahead and make an inventory for yourself. And likewise, whoever you communicate on a regular basis with, your spouse, your coworkers, your employees, your team members, however you want to describe it, make an inventory. Make an inventory of the common recurring themes. And I guarantee you're going to find the people that have an unmet need that keeps showing up in your interaction with them. And once you understand what that need is and where they're trying to get to, then you can build a strategy around it so that your communication is more effective, more useful, and more valuable to everybody in your team, in your marriage, in your business, in your life. That's it for me today. This is Juan Morales signing out. I'll see you on the next one.